10 minutes. That's roughly the time for a coffee break, a quick scroll through your phone, or waiting for a bus. But it's also enough time, I've learned, for a masterclass. Not from a celebrated expert on a stage, but from what I've come to call the silent mentors. My first silent mentor drove the 7:15 a.m. bus every single day, rain or shine. I never even knew his name, but I paid attention to his curriculum. He had this specific, gentle nod for the elderly regulars. He always waited that extra 3 seconds if he saw someone sprinting around the corner to catch the bus. He knew that for Mrs. Gable, a slight pause after the stop meant she'd found her footing before he pulled away. His lesson wasn't about driving. It was about consistency. Not the flashy, change the world in a day kind of consistency. It was the quiet kind. The kind that says, this space, this routine, this service eats a promise. He taught me that showing up, reliably and with care, is a radical form of respect. It builds the trust that entire communities are made of. He was a professor of predictability in a chaotic world. My second mentor was Mr. Arroyo, the superintendent in my old building. He probably spoke maybe 50 words to me in 5 years, but he spoke volumes through his hands. A dripping faucet became a lesson in attention to detail. The way he'd patch a section of the hallway wall, matching the texture so perfectly it was invisibly it, was an act of artistry. He didn't just fix things, he restored order. He took pride in the unseen foundations, the things that work so well we forget they even exist until they break. He taught me that integrity isn't always in the grand design, but in the quality of the seams. That there is profound dignity in making sure the gears of everyday life turn smoothly for others. And then there was Lena. She worked at the library circulation desk for 40 years. To most people, she just scanned books. But if you watched her, you saw her legacy of quiet impact. She'd see a teenager nervously looking for books on anxiety. And a day later, a carefully curated list would be slipped to them with a smile. She remembered what every single third grader liked to read. She was the human algorithm of empathy, connecting people with the exact story or fact they needed, often before they even knew they needed it themselves. Her lesson was about scale. You don't need a global platform. Your sphere of influence, the people you see, touch, and help every single day, that is your kingdom. A kind word, a remembered detail, a small act of advocacy. These are the bricks that build a legacy. We're all taught to look for mentors in corner offices, in headlines, on podcasts. And there's nothing wrong with that. But we are surrounded by silent mentors if we just choose to enroll in their classes. The janitor who whistles while he works, teaching a lesson in resilient joy. The cashier who handles a rude customer with unshakable calm, teaching grace under pressure. The neighbor who walks their dog at the exact same time every evening, a living lesson in steadfastness. They don't give lectures. They just asterisk or asterisk. Their teaching is in their action. And to be their student only requires one thing: active seeing. It requires us to look up from our screens and witness the masterpieces of ordinary existence happening all around us. In the time you've been watching this, a silent mentor has likely crossed your path. The person who made your coffee just right. The security guard who offered you a genuine good morning. The parent patiently explaining something for the 10th time to a curious child. They are the unsung heroes of our emotional and moral infrastructure. They remind us that expertise isn't just about knowing things, but about being a certain way. That character is built in 1,000 unrecorded moments. So, my invitation to you is this. Graduate from the University of Noise for a moment. Look around. Who is your silent mentor today? What small, profound lesson are they offering in the quiet curriculum of daily life? And perhaps the greatest lesson of all is realizing that in someone else's story, in someone else's quiet observation, you might be a silent mentor, too. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments who your silent mentors are. And don't forget to subscribe for more thoughts on finding wonder in the everyday. See you next time.